Okay, question 3 from the quiz on Module 3, lessons 13 to 16. Sinister Stan stole 3 3/4 ounces of slime from Messy Molly, but his evil plans required 6 3/8 ounces of slime. He stole another 2 3/5 ounces from Rude Ralph. How much more slime did Sinister Stan need for his evil plan? Okay, my second part of that strategy, read, draw, write, is to draw. So, stole from Messy Molly implies to me that I'm going to be taking away. I think I'm going to put a minus sign on the top of that just to give myself a note that that's what I think is going to happen there. His evil plans required 6 3/8 ounces of slime. I think that's the total. I'll just verify in a second, but I think that's the total. He stole another 2 3/5 ounces from Rude Ralph. I'm thinking that it might be subtraction again. Okay, so now I'm going to think of how tape or a diagram might help. So I create a tape, and I know that it looks like Sinister Stan needs a total of 6 3/8 ounces. Of that, he's already taken or acquired 3 3/4 ounces from Messy Molly, and another 2 3/5 ounces from Rude Ralph. How much more is my question? How much more does he need? Fills in my tape diagram nicely. So what I have here is looking for the difference between the total and what I already have. So the setup of the written numbers is 6 3/8, the total, minus 3 3/4, and 2 3/5. From there, I'm going to need a common denominator to do what's in the parentheses first. I always want to do what's in the parentheses first. So many of you can see that your common denominator is going to be 20. If you couldn't see that your denominator is going to be 20, set up your side work and list your multiples of 4 and 5 until you find a match. There it is. If you do it mentally, you can skip that step. Don't skip steps if you're not ready to skip steps. A very important piece is to organize and work straight down. That's going to keep you very organized. If you need to do side work, that's okay over here, but be organized in your work here. 6 3/8 minus the sum of 3 and something over 20 and 2 and something over 20. Now I can see that I'm going to multiply my denominator 4 by 5 to get 20. So I'm going to multiply my top by 5 to get 15. I'm going to multiply my denominator of 5 here by 4 to get 20. So I'm going to multiply my numerator by 4 to get 12. I now have 15/20 and 12/20 together with my whole number. Okay? I'm then going to add my 2 whole numbers, and then add my fractions, 15 and 12/20ths gives me 27/20ths. I'm going to subtract that from 6 3/8. I don't have a common denominator here between the 8 and the 20, but I want to subtract. So I'm going to have to find a common denominator. Now, some of you might find some quick strategies for this. Know your facts, the faster you're going to be. I haven't caught up to the 40 yet. There it is. I guess 40 is going to be my common denominator. So I'm going to change this to be a 40. And I'm going to change the 20 to be a 40. If you have to do that work on the side, do it on the side. If I have 3/8 times something equals something over 40. My magic number 1 in this case is going to be 5 over 5. 8 times 5 is 40. On my top numerator, 3 times 5 is 15. Some of you can move straight down and just see that you multiplied 5 times 8 to get 40. So you'd multiply 3 times 5 to get 15. And then, same thing on my next term. I multiply 20 by 2 to get 40. So I'm going to multiply 27 by 2 to get 54. Okay? Now some of you are saying, but you have an improper fraction there. Yes. You can continue working this way and then convert back to the mixed number at the next step. Or convert before changing that to the least common denominator. You look here and you have 27/20ths, which would, in my head, be 20/20ths and 7/20ths. Or another way to find that is to divide 27 by 20. 1 whole with 7/20ths left over. 1 whole and 7/20ths left over. So I'm going to take the 1 whole that I got and add it to the 5 and have 7/20ths left. Okay. Now, I have this that I already got, and I multiply that 20 by 2 to get 40. And I'm going to multiply my numerator by 2 to get 14. I now have 6 15/40ths minus 6 14/40ths. I do 6 15/40ths minus 6 minus 14/40ths. I know some of you are thinking that you didn't need to do that, but for a lot of us, we're not ready to do that all in one step. If I subtracted 6 15/40ths minus 6, I would end up with 15/40ths. Minus 14/40ths. For an answer of 1/40th of an ounce. Final answer.